Hey Chris, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I just met you and I heard you're a social worker in New Jersey. Tell me, why did you choose to, after studying in college, why did you choose to become a social worker? What made you choose that?
I really wanted to see if I could make a difference. I saw like just by growing up and seeing the people around me that um access to things that people think are um easy to get are really not easy to get. You know, the simple things like food security and housing are all things that are can be very difficult, especially when you have a disability, like a mental health disability or a physical disability. It can be really difficult to secure those things for yourself. So I wanted to see if I could make a difference in that.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad as a young person you're trying to make a big difference. We also talked a little bit about, your mental health and a lot of things that you told me. What was it that made you realize that there was something wrong? Why was your life going out of control? What was that event that happened in your
Um,
years?
yeah, I honestly really wasn't sure what was going wrong in my college years. I thought I was just kind of being healthy. I thought I was being disciplined and making forward motion in my life, and I just kind of wasn't. I mean, I was aware that I was losing weight, but I wasn't really aware that it was something that was starting to change how I was interacting, not only with my friends, but also with something as simple as food.
Yeah.
um,
Were
yeah.
you trying to keep to some kind of diet or like what happened? What made you realize that there was an issue going on?
Um, I started to realize that there was an issue when it became difficult to do things that used to come very easily to me. And it was kind of like depression in the sense where it was very difficult to get out of bed. It was very difficult to go do my workout or to go cook myself a healthy meal. And that was because my body was so depleted of nutrients.
Yeah.
I just wasn't eating enough, even though I had convinced myself that I was eating enough and these things that I was doing was the right thing to do.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more. What happened? It sounds like for anybody else that, you're just not getting enough nutrition, but was there more to it?
There was definitely a part of me looking and comparing myself, I think, to other people, um, wondering, why I didn't look like all the other all the other girls in a way.
Yeah.
Social media was not helpful in that cause either.
Yeah.
Um, Especially because I wouldn't say I was subscribing to any diet, but there were plenty of health advice. There were plenty of fitness influencers, and all of them showing like this ideal version of a body that I was trying to attain for myself.
And then you were
And
hospitalized for that.
yes, yes, I got to the point where I was trying to do all this stuff for myself that my body stopped functioning properly, and I was hospitalized. Um, in 2020, I was hospitalized for an eating disorder, anorexia specifically.
Mm.
Um, and I was there for about 3 months.
Oh, wow. So do you think just being aware of some other person who's gone through your journey would have helped you realize that, as a growing person, right, we all our bodies are changing. And information about anorexia and depression, how are they related, and would that have helped you a little bit, or what do you think? What made you realize that you needed help?
I think that information about anorexia or eating disorders in general, being more public would have definitely been helpful because there's this very specific image of someone who's anorexic, and there's this very specific image of an eating disorder in general. And I find that um, that doesn't fit the typical profile of a lot of people with eating disorders. Like when I was hospitalized, I wasn't like this stick thin individual. I had some muscle mass, not a lot, but some. And a lot of my friends would classify me as very healthy, as very fit, as very disciplined. And um, I think someone coming in and telling me, like, you don't, it's actually not helpful for you to be so fastidious about what you eat and how you eat and to exert control over your life, over food and or through food is really detrimental to how you enjoy your life, how you enjoy your company with your friends, because you end up being more concerned about what you're eating or what you have eaten already that day, as opposed to the people you're with, the things that they're saying, the stories or memories that you could be creating.
Yeah, that is really important, right? That's a great message. I think our viewers should learn from you that, mm, we need to support people who are going through this trauma of like looking really lean, but really what is going on, right? Like reach out. What was it? How did you, I know you got hospitalized, but after that, how did you maintain a healthy lifestyle?
I it took a lot of trial and error, honestly. There was a lot of I got in touch with a good therapist and I was just really honest about what was happening, and I also had to trust the process. I had to trust that my body was going to change even more, and I couldn't fall back on old patterns as my body started to adjust to, a typical amount of food that someone might want to eat in a day.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad that you found the right therapist, the right help. And I'm glad that, you're healthy now. And thank you, Chris, for sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.